In a bold move that has captured the attention of political analysts and the public alike, Chrystia Freeland, a prominent contender for leadership within the Liberal Party of Canada, unveiled her much-anticipated policy document on Monday, titled her Plan to Stand Up to Trump. This initiative is not merely a political statement. It reflects a nuanced understanding of the complexities of international trade relations, particularly in the context of Canada-US interactions. #context of Freeland's proposal. Freeland's announcement comes amid rising tensions between Canada and the United States, especially under the administration of President Donald Trump. The U.S. has historically been a significant player in global trade, and its policies can have far-reaching impacts on the Canadian economy. The potential for tariffs and trade restrictions has been a recurring theme in discussions surrounding economic relations between the two neighboring countries. Freeland's plan aims to equip Canada with the necessary tools to defend its economic interests against any aggressive trade measures that may be initiated by the U.S. administration. By proposing a detailed retaliation list of U.S. goods subject to tariffs, Freeland seeks to send a clear signal. Canada will not be passive in the face of potential economic hostilities. The concept of tariffs. Before delving deeper into Freeland's plan, it is essential to understand the concept of tariffs and their implications. Tariffs are taxes imposed on imported goods, typically intended to protect domestic industries from foreign competition. When a country imposes tariffs, it raises the cost of imported goods, thereby encouraging consumers to purchase domestic products. While tariffs can serve as a tool for protecting local economies, they can also lead to trade wars, where countries retaliate against each other, resulting in increased prices for consumers and potential economic instability. The challenge lies in striking a balance between protecting national interests and maintaining healthy trade relations. Freeland's call for action. Freeland's call for the Canadian federal government to adopt a hardline stance against potential U.S. tariffs is indicative of her commitment to protecting Canadian economic interests. She emphasizes the need for a proactive approach, encouraging the government to immediately publish a detailed, dollar-for-dollar retaliation list of U.S. products that could face Canadian tariffs if the U.S. moves against Canada. 1. The $200 billion retaliation list. Freeland's proposal includes a significant retaliation list worth approximately $200 billion in U.S. products. This figure is not arbitrary. It reflects a calculated strategy to ensure that any aggressive actions taken by the U.S. will have tangible consequences. By identifying specific products that could be targeted, Freeland aims to create a clear and immediate response to any trade aggression. 2. Preemptive strike. One of the most compelling aspects of Freeland's strategy is her suggestion to publish the retaliation list even before any tariffs are levied by Trump. This preemptive approach is designed to serve as a warning to American policymakers, signaling that Canada is prepared to respond decisively to any threats against its economy. It is a strategic maneuver intended to deter U.S. aggression by clearly outlining the potential costs associated with such actions. Implications for Canada-U.S. relations. Freeland's plan raises important questions about the future of Canada-U.S. relations. The two countries share a long history of close economic ties, but recent years have seen a shift in the dynamics of this relationship. The potential for tariffs and trade disputes has created an atmosphere of uncertainty, prompting leaders on both sides to reassess their strategies. 1. Economic interdependence. Canada and the U.S. are deeply intertwined economically, with a significant amount of trade crossing the border every day. The imposition of tariffs could disrupt this interdependence, leading to negative consequences for both nations. Freeland's proposal seeks to remind American leaders that any attempt to target the Canadian economy will ultimately affect U.S. businesses and consumers as well. 2. Political calculations. Freeland's aggressive stance may also reflect an understanding of the political landscape in the U.S. and Canada. By articulating a strong response to potential tariffs, she positions herself as a leader who is willing to stand up for Canadian interests. This could resonate with voters who prioritize economic stability and international cooperation, thus bolstering her chances in the Liberal leadership race. 3. The role of public sentiment. Public opinion plays a crucial role in shaping political decisions. Freeland's plan may also be a response to growing concerns among Canadians, regarding the impact of U.S. trade policies on their livelihoods. By advocating for a strong response, she aligns herself with the sentiments of Canadians who are wary of external threats to their economy. The broader economic landscape. Freeland's proposal cannot be viewed in isolation. It must be understood within the broader context of the global economy. The dynamics of international trade are constantly evolving, influenced by various factors, including political changes, economic trends, and technological advancements. 1. Global trade tensions. The rise of protectionism and nationalism in various countries has led to increased trade tensions globally. Freeland's plan is a reflection of these broader trends, as countries navigate the complexities of international trade while seeking to protect their domestic industries. 2. Impact on Canadian industries. The potential for U.S. tariffs poses a significant risk to various Canadian industries, including agriculture, manufacturing, and natural resources. By outlining specific products for retaliation, Freeland aims to safeguard these sectors from potential harm, ensuring that Canadian businesses remain competitive in the face of external pressures. 3. Future trade agreements. Freeland's approach may also influence future trade negotiations. By establishing a strong stance against potential tariffs, Canada could enhance its negotiating position in future discussions with the U.S. and other trading partners. This proactive strategy may lead to more favorable outcomes for Canada in subsequent trade agreements. The path forward. As Freeland's plan unfolds, several key considerations will shape its implementation and effectiveness. 1. Collaboration with stakeholders. Successful implementation of a retaliation list will require collaboration with various stakeholders, including industry leaders, trade associations, and provincial governments. Engaging these groups in the process will help ensure that the proposed measures are well-informed and aligned with the interests of Canadian businesses. 2. Monitoring U.S. developments. The Canadian government will need to closely monitor developments in U.S. trade policy and the political landscape. Understanding the motivations and calculations of American policymakers will be crucial in adapting Canada's response to changing circumstances. 3. Public communication. Clear communication with the Canadian public regarding the rationale behind Freeland's plan will be essential. By articulating the potential risks of U.S. tariffs and the importance of a strong response, the government can foster public support for its trade policies. 4. Flexibility and adaptability. The global trade landscape is dynamic, and Canada must remain flexible in its approach. As new challenges arise, the government will need to be prepared to adapt its strategies to ensure the continued protection of Canadian interests. Conclusion. Chrystia Freeland's plan to stand up to Trump represents a significant moment in the ongoing dialogue surrounding Canada-U.S. trade relations. By advocating for a detailed retaliation list of U.S. products and promoting a proactive stance against potential tariffs, Freeland positions herself as a defender of Canadian economic interests. The implications of her proposal extend far beyond the immediate context of trade policy. They reflect broader themes of national identity, economic security, and international cooperation. As Canada navigates the complexities of its relationship with the United States, the effectiveness of Freeland's plan will depend on careful execution, collaboration with stakeholders, and a keen awareness of the evolving global economic landscape. In the end, Freeland's approach serves as a reminder that the interconnected nature of international trade requires a nuanced understanding of the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. With the right strategies in place, Canada can continue to strengthen its economic position, safeguard its interests, and foster positive relationships with its neighbors and trading partners.